Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? This is Kat. Don't forget to like my videos, share my videos, and subscribe to my videos. I am on my way out today. I have my son with me today. Yes, the one that I talked about. His name is Jamie, the one that has autism. He loves Asian food, Chinese food, Japanese food. He loves all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually taking him out today. He's a little camera shy. I think you can kind of see his arm right here. He's here. But yeah, he is, believe it or not, shocking, I know, he's playing his game. Yes, he's playing a game today. He is absolutely in his games, which is what he normally does to begin with. You know, and he's very, very, very good at it. But yes, his favorite food, one of them is Asian food. He loves pizza. It has to have no white sauce. Or, I take that back. He's probably looking at me like I'm an idiot right now. It has to have white sauce. Cannot have red sauce. Or no sauce. And it has to be cheese, or he likes the one with the noodles on it. He likes the mac and cheese pizza. Yeah. So that's what we're doing today. I actually got him out of the house. He's actually kind of like a hermit. He likes to isolate. He stays by himself. I'm sure Josette can relate to me. Hi, Josette. How's it going? I'm giving you a shout out. We both have autistic children. So she knows what I'm talking about here and what I go through. And she wrote to me, commented to me about some of her experiences. And I've had some of those myself. And I'm wondering if, besides she and I, if any of you other parents have had experiences, you know, that were kind of rough with autism. I know for me, with my son, and I'm sure a lot of parents have experienced this with handicapped children in general, not just autistic children. Again, you know, somebody who's autistic is not retarded. You know, they're two different entities. Mental retardation and autism are two different things. But I've had my child called names. I've had him called, you know, retarded, freak. They've made fun of him. He's been called stupid. He's been called a lot of names that have not been nice, and it just tears me up. And he has also been assaulted while he was in school. I don't know if any of you have gone through that. Oh, the traffic is terrible today. But yeah, he actually was assaulted in middle school. He wasn't really treated well in elementary, and it's just been terrible, and it's been awful. And in one of the schools, he was always punched in the back of the neck. He was hit over the head. He was stabbed with a pencil. And I'm not really sure that there were any repercussions to it. I mean, I made a police report and everything and tried to follow up, but, you know, there wasn't anything done about it. Not to my knowledge. You know, somebody told me, well, you should sue the school because they're not doing anything about it. It's ongoing. And it was. You know, I was always going down to the school, having to talk to, you know, the officer that was on duty there. And it was really upsetting me to the point of where eventually I had to take him out of that school because it was just getting to be dangerous for him. I mean, you know, when your child is being assaulted, nobody should be assaulted. You should be able to go to school and learn. I mean, he's a nice kid. He's very sweet to everyone. I mean, he listens, he pays attention, he doesn't call anybody any names, he doesn't mess with anybody, he does what he's supposed to do. You know, he's got a good sense of humor, he likes to joke, he can also be very quiet. But, you know, overall, I mean, like I've said before, he's a good kid, but he has been assaulted. He's got scars where he was stabbed in the arm. Wasn't it the arm you were stabbed in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the arm, right?
To the point where there was blood drawn.
Yeah, he was actually bleeding. I took pictures of it, and like I said, he was hit over the head. He was smacked in the back of the neck. He had his phone stolen, and his great, great, and wonderful father, you know, when I asked him to help me pay for it, no, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want any responsibility of that. So, you know, I fortunately did get him another phone because I knew he had to have it, because he rode the bus a lot. He would ride the bus in the afternoons, and he would always text me and tell me what was going on. There were school bullies on the bus too who would tell him that he couldn't sit down they would just say mean and ugly things to him, like, you know, you're not worth sitting down, you need to stand. And, you know, he would come home crying. He walked in the door one day and he was crying, and he had red marks all over him, and he said somebody hit him on the bus. He was sitting down and they made him move. And I mean, that's absolutely terrible for any parent to have to go through. I mean, whether your child is typical or special, but these were typical people, you know, picking on my child, and it's terrible. I mean, I've even had adults call him retarded. I mean, don't think that the adults are immune too, because they're not. They do those kind of things, and it's awful, it's ugly, and it's shameful, and shame on them, and they should not do it because they are people. I mean, you know, he's had people tell him that he didn't deserve to be alive. I mean, that's absolutely awful to hear those words. Why? Because you're different? Because God didn't make you like you think that you're supposed to be? Okay, well, here are the advantages to somebody having autism. You're innocent to everything. You're not exposed to the evil. You're not out doing things that you shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to get into great detail, but, you know, he's not out having sex. He's not getting anybody pregnant. You know, he's not going and doing things he shouldn't. He's not out smoking and drinking and doing all that, or just, you know, just getting into trouble in general. He's not out doing that. He's a homebody. He prefers to stay home. He prefers his games. He likes to watch movies. He loves his SpongeBob. He loves watching the Loud House. He likes Nickelodeon. He likes Nicktoons. He likes Nick Jr. I mean, to him, that's fun. You know, he loves doing all that. He loves to build things. He loves to take things apart. He loves his Legos. I mean, why would he not? You know, he's perfectly happy doing that. You know, he doesn't bother anyone. But also, you know, besides the fact of that, you know, there are other issues. He's a toe walker. I'm sure that a lot of you who have children with autism, you know, have seen what I'm talking about in that aspect. You know, and they have even mentioned, you know, oh, you should have the surgery to have his Achilles tendons cut. No, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? And I've known people who have had that done, and it didn't work. You know, they still walk on their tiptoes. And why would you want to do that anyway? You know, not all of them do it, but the majority of them do, you know, walk on their tiptoes. They are tippers, you know, as I call them. Tippy toes, tippers. You know, I always tell him all the time, you know, put your heels down. You're already taller than me now. Put your heels down, you know. So he does, but it's always like they're constantly on high heels, like I've mentioned before. It does hurt his legs, you know, being as he does have gait abnormalities. I'm going to try to get him on camera later. Right now he's being shy. Like I said, he's really into his phone, and he likes music, but it's absolutely terrible to sit there and think that when your child leaves the house and they go to school that, you know, things happen. But since I took him out of that school and I moved to a different part of the state that I live in, it's gotten, you know, much better. The people are nicer to him, and he doesn't have that. Nobody is assaulting him. Everybody's, you know, really nice to him. But it was an absolute nightmare. It got to the point to where he didn't even want to go to school anymore, and I was having meetings with the school all the time telling them, my child does not want to go to school. He fears for himself. He knows that if he comes here, nobody's going to say anything. He used to tell me all the time the teacher never does anything, or the teacher never says anything, and they would get away with it. And then, you know, I would hit the teacher up about it, and they would act shocked. That's why a lot of people tell me, well, you should just bring a lawsuit up. But I was like, well, I want to try to get it taken care of. I never did that. I never brought up a lawsuit. I did threaten them with one, and after I threatened them with one, it all stopped. I mean, I shouldn't have had to do that in the first place. You should not have to threaten your school to get them to do something about your child being bullied by several people. And like I said, most of the kids were typical, you know, that were bullying him. And even though he was in a small class, you know, I guess that didn't matter. So, yeah, they would get to him a lot in the hallway. So we're not going through that anymore, so that's absolutely awesome. If anybody else is having that problem, you know, I advise you to act on it, and I know that you guys probably do, but it's not a good thing, especially with, you know, the way the world is today. You have no idea what people will do, and, You know, we love our children. We want our children to be safe when they walk out the door, and they should be, you know, safe when they go to school as well. You know, and he loves school. You still love school, don't you? Yeah. Can you speak up?
Yes.
Okay. And you've made friends, and he even has a girlfriend. So, yeah, he has a girlfriend. Her name is Kelsey, and they talk and text a lot. So, you know, he talks his text to her, and they try to talk to each other, but she does a lot of games. She likes to play ball, and she likes to watch her movies and her cartoons. But, you know, we try to get them together when we can, you know, so they can hang out. I mean, I would say it's not like your typical, you know, little boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It's just they're friends and they like each other. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go for now, and I am going to pick up later and show you some footage and try to get him on there. And if I can't, until then, you know, I want everybody to like my videos, share my videos, subscribe to my videos, and help me get up there. Help me get all those subscribers. I really want to get subscribers. And, you know, he right here is my inspiration, my child right here that doesn't want to be seen right now, but, you know, he's shy, so I'm going to try. But anyway, you guys have a good day, and we will see you later. Peace out.